up? It's Matt in Japan and welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class, Pointblank, and Peacemaker. Now unfortunately I don't have the box, so we won't be looking at the details of the box. I got this from a local seller here in Japan, just selling the figure. So anyways, let's get into his details. We'll take him off the flight stand here and get into his vehicle mode details. We're also going to take off Peacemaker and we'll get to him in a second. So anyways, looking at the vehicle details of Pointblank, I think they did a really good job. It's a very faithful rendition of the original G1 toy. I will be comparing that in a second here, but let's just take a look at the details. I love the fact that they use this sort of powder blue, kind of electric blue against the red. Just really makes this figure pop. And I love the paint on the tires. Also, the tires are on pins, which is very nice. So he's able to roll a lot better. Well, easier said than done. He rolls pretty well. But the fact that the tires are on pins is very nice. And just taking a look at the detail. Now, unfortunately, I have a little bit of a chipping issue here on the front, which is really too bad. But anyways, you see the nice Autobot logo, and you really have to kind of pinch this together to get that to come together. There's a little bit of a gap right there, but not a big deal. You get some nice detail on the hood, some black paint, and some nice silver detailing on the front of the vehicle mode. Really love this huge clear plastic piece, and even underneath they did a really good job of implementing some nice sort of engine detail and car detail under there. Let's see if I can just pull it up here. You can see some more detail underneath there, some wiring and such, so very cool. And on the side, as far as the paint matching, you get some red plastic here, and the plastic, I think they did a pretty good job of paint matching. Definitely better than we've seen with some other figures, i.e. Sunstreaker. Anyways, going on the back of the vehicle mode here, very nice blue paint on the back with some nice silver highlights there and some nice detail on the back there. So some molded detail, very nice. Not too great from the back, but that is how the vehicle mode looks. So just bringing in my original Pointblank, if I can get this thing off here. Let me get the Target Master off there. Okay, and just taking a quick look at these two. I do wish, now there is kind of something kind of mysterious about this figure. It does look like this piece was supposed to be something, like maybe they had molded this piece in, because the original had this like extra fin here, which can be used as like a, an extra weapon in robot mode. But just putting that down, it does look like, it was something, looked like something was supposed to peg in here, and they kind of just 86'd it at the last second. It would have been nice if they had given us something like that to kind of plug in there. As it is now, it looks a little bit, kind of a little bit plain or whatever. But for the most part, yeah, a pretty nice update to the old Pointblank figure. So very, very cool. So let's put down Pointblank here and let's pause and take a look at the Target Master. He is in his robot mode. And let's take a quick look at the details. He does have some very nice silver for the silver paint for the face, some nice powder blue for the goggles there. You get some nice of that same blue detail for his chest and a little bit of black detail on the shoulder parts there. And you get a little bit of molded detail, and that is how he looks from the back. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, oh, why did they give us this sort of Target Master? It doesn't really, have any articulation, and why couldn't have they done the ones like they did in Siege with, articulation and stuff like that? I am totally fine with this guy. I actually like the fact that he's a total brick, and I don't really care. My Target Masters don't need articulation. I like the fact that he's just kind of solid, and he kind of plays into the old school Target Master they got with the original G1 toy, which I'll bring in right here, which is this guy. So, the old school one was a brick, and the fact that we have this one now, I really don't have a problem with it. I think it adds a little bit of a character, if anything. So, anyways, that is how the two compare. You can definitely see how they got their cues from the old school Target Master there. So, anyways, just a quick comparison. But yeah, I really like this guy. I don't have a problem with this guy at all. So, and then to transform him, super easy. You bend him over like you're doing squats, and then you just basically take the gun out like that. And there's a 5mm port there, so you can hold in robot mode. Also in vehicle mode, there are two tabs right here, and in the vehicle on the back there are two slots, kind of difficult to see, two slots on either side of the silver parts there that just slot in like so, and they just clip in like that. It doesn't go on the post there, it goes in on these pegs, and that is how he looks equipped with the Target Master. Again, I really do think there was something that they were thinking about maybe there. It just looks like a little bit unfinished. But just to bring in the other figure, the old school Pointblank with the Target Master, And just a quick comparison there. So that is how they look. Just give my camera a little bit of room here. And that is old and new. So anyways, let's get these guys transformed into their robot mode, see how they fare. Pointblank and Peacemaker there, and very cool. I really like that. Again, no problems with that little brick. And just bring in the original Pointblank and Peacemaker here. You see a comparison. And again, I think the robot mode looks great. The only issue I have, just taking away the original there, the only issue I have is the silhouette of this guy. Now, when I first saw images of this guy, I was not happy about this section right here. This is kind of horrendous. The fact that you can just kind of see right through there. You got this very awkward sort of, waist and hip zone right here. I really wish they had, made some sort of plate or something just to, attach on there or something like that. As it is now, it's a bit unsightly, and I really initially put me off from buying this figure. But other than that, I think the robot mode looks great. Just, I kind of wish they just filled in some of these gaps right here, because it does make the silhouette look a little bit weird. So from here up, he looks good. From here down, he looks fine. But just, yeah, that middle part there. And I think that's kind of a lot of the negativity. That and some of the articulation as well. So anyways, let's get into his details here. So a really nice head sculpt. You have that really nice black plastic and the crest there. You get some metallic blue sort of paint for the goggles there. Nice silver paint for the face, and let's bring in the OG Pointblank just for a quick comparison. And I think they did a pretty good job of redoing that, although it looks very different from the original head sculpt. Actually, the more I look at it, it's not, they didn't, I think the head sculpt is not really that faithful to the original, so they kind of went their own direction on the face sculpt there. But anyways, it's very nice nonetheless. And you get some nice detail. I love this middle part here. I love the fact that this clear blue plastic, if you kind of lift it up, you do get some nice sort of engine parts here and some wiring and things like that. So I do like the fact that you can kind of see through that, and you get some nice detail there. It's a bit smudgy there with fingerprints, but anyways, and you get some nice molded detail here on the forearms. Again, this is very kind of ugly. You do get some nice silver paint with some red trim there. And you do get some nice details on the upper thighs. And again, you saw in vehicle mode that nice blue paint with the silver. And again, you get some nice detail for the lower legs, some molded detail. Also, the feet are, I don't know. These feet are not the greatest. I don't like how these things kind of stick out. Again, and the color matching is a little bit different, but for the most part, it's not too bad. From the back, that's how he looks. Again, from the back, he looks awful. I mean, not that you display your figures from the back, but lots of screw holes, lots of gaps and things like that. And I understand a lot of that is for transformation, but pretty hideous from the back. But, hopefully you're not displaying your figures from the back. So anyways, let's pause here. We'll get into articulation. Okay, articulation for Deluxe Class Pointblank here. Let's take a look at what he's got. The head is on a swivel joint, so not a lot of movement there. Basically, you can turn it all the way around 360, and it's actually very tight. Not even exaggerating there. I will say one thing, the joints on this figure are pretty tight, so I'm pretty happy with that. These shoulders can go all the way around. Again, very tight on my copy here. And the arms are on a hinge, so they can hinge out like that, again, for transformation. There's nothing at the upper bicep, although you do have a kind of a strange elbow swivel there. And he can... this is the part where I think it kind of sucks, because this piece here, this front of the arm piece, or rather this red piece here, where the elbow bends, is very limited because of this chunky piece right here. So you get kind of very limited articulation on the elbow. He can bend his elbow back a little bit, but as far as bending his elbow forward, it does get hindered by this piece here, which is very unfortunate. I know that's part of the vehicle mode, but if you had his arms like that, you can actually get a little bit more range. But again, there's nothing at the fist, so it looks weird like that. So anyways, limited articulation at the elbow. Again, nothing at the fist. You do have a very clean, because of that weird waist thing there, you have a very nice clean waist swivel there. And his shoulders can go up quite a bit, so you get some articulation there, but very limited in the arm section. His legs can go out way, can kick out to the side like that. They can kick out pretty far back and pretty far forward. And there is a upper thigh swivel there. And you get a nice, because of transformation, again, you get a nice deep knee bend. And there is some nice, just notice there's some very nice molded detail on the side of his leg there. And then you get the ankle rocker pivot. And because of transformation, the toe can kind of pivot forward and back, but that is basically because of transformation. So not bad for articulation. I think the top half of this guy, articulation-wise, is a little bit funky, but that is about it for articulation. So let's pause again, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts for Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Point Blank in Peacemaker. Initially, when I saw the product images of this guy, I was kind of put off, especially by his robot mode. I really didn't like that gappy sort of waist section there, and that really put me off. But now that I have him in hand, I've been playing with him, transforming him. I think he's a pretty decent figure. Definitely a great update to the original G1 figure. And, we haven't had any Point Blank figures in so long, if at all, I think. And, the fact that they redid this guy, I think it's great. And, he's really grown on me the more I play with him and stuff. I will point out one more thing. I have seen some reviews where people are having trouble with these pieces on the side. Now, these are just on ball joints here, and I have not had any problems with my copies so far. They do tend to pop off during transformation, but I have not had any problems. Knock on wood there so far. So definitely, some limited articulation in the arm area and robot mode. The vehicle mode is great. I really like the vehicle mode a lot. I think it's really nice. And the addition of the Target Master Peacemaker, again, I don't have a problem with him being just a total brick. I kind of like that. It kind of gives him a little bit more character. I'm fine without my Target Masters, being without articulation. I don't really think it's a big deal. So anyways, I'm really curious about what you guys think of this figure. Will you be picking up Point Blank and Peacemaker, adding him to your collection, or will you be giving him an easy pass? Anyways, this has been the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Peacemaker and Point Blank review. This has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.